He walked into the courtroom with his head held high. His suit was sharp, a smile on his face. The jury had no idea, but the man before them was one of the greatest predators in American history. Charismatic, intelligent, persuasive, and behind that mask, a monster. This is the case of Ted Bundy, a serial killer who hunted like few others and killed like no one could imagine. Ted Bundy was born in 1946 in Vermont, but from the beginning, his life was a lie. He was raised believing his grandparents were his parents and that his mother was just his older sister. His biological father? No one knows for sure. Bundy's childhood was marked by secrets, violence, and episodes that, today, make even the most skeptical shudder. One of his aunts woke up surrounded by knives, with Ted just 3 years old, smiling at her bedside. An omen? Or a warning of what was to come? Over time, Ted grew up and became something no one could have imagined. Studious, educated, a young man who even volunteered at suicide prevention centers. But behind the facade, emptiness. Ted didn't know how to connect with people. He didn't understand why anyone would want friends. He was just a bystander to humanity, waiting for the right moment to strike. And that moment arrived. Niton City Fire, Seattle. The first known victim, Karen Sparks. Ted broke into her apartment in the early hours of the morning and brutally attacked her with an iron bar. She survived, but she was never the same. It was just the beginning. Every month, a new young woman disappeared, all between 15 and 25 years old. Dark, straight hair, all seduced by the smooth talk of a handsome man who asked for help near a brown car. It was a game, and Ted was winning. Bundy wore a fake sling, a cry for help, a smile, and when the victim approached, a blow, an unconscious young woman, a modified car so she could never escape again. Then, the desert. And there, far from everything, Ted did what he wanted. The body was just the beginning. He would return days later, apply makeup, comb, desecrate. It was as if the victim's life never mattered, only his fantasy. It took years for police to connect the dots. In 1975, an officer saw the famous brown Volkswagen. Inside, a strange set, handcuffs, rope, and a crowbar. It was Ted Bundy. But he wouldn't stay in prison for long. He escaped. Twice. The second time, through the front door of the prison, and once free, he killed again. In 1980, the world watched Ted Bundy defend himself in court. A brilliant lawyer, but behind the eloquence, the same monster. He was sentenced to death for 3 murders, but it is estimated that he claimed more than 30 victims. In 1989, he was executed in the electric chair. Outside, a crowd cheered. The handsome, polite, intelligent man had been all along, death itself disguised as charm. Ted Bundy reminds us that evil doesn't always look evil. Sometimes he smiles, sometimes he asks for help, and sometimes he drives a brown Volkswagen Beetle. If this case has kept you hooked, consider subscribing to the channel. Here we tell the stories the media tried to forget. Take care, and until the next case,